You know that feeling, right? That little bit of curiosity about how things used to be.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like looking back at your own life or just imagining a totally different time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we all seem to have this fascination with the daily rhythm of life from before, well, now.
Mm-hmm.
So today, we're doing one of our deep dives.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking into the world of past routines.
But not just like museum pieces, right?
No, not at all. More like um, living blueprints. We'll use personal stories, anecdotes as a kind of window
Okay.
and pull out some insights that are maybe surprisingly really relevant today.
I like that.
The idea is to give you a bit of a shortcut,
Yeah.
to understanding not just those old patterns, but maybe your own personal evolution, how the sort of daily grind back then shaped things.
It's fascinating, isn't it? How those small actions, the everyday stuff, we barely noticed. They weren't
Yeah.
just moments passing by. They were actually like quietly building who we became.
Shaping our habits, our preferences.
Exactly. Wiring things in ways we're maybe still figuring out. It's kind of uncovering the why behind who you are now.
That's a great way to put it. So let's kick things off with a classic, the school day.
Ah, the school day.
For me, high school weekdays started, well, early. Before dawn, really. Alarm was usually screaming around 6:30.
Oof. 6.3.
Yeah. Then it was a quick shower, throw on some clothes, whatever passed for cool back then.
Ah, I remember that calculation.
And my mom's breakfast was this constant, always toast with jam, big glass of milk, like clockwork. It was fuel.
A proper start.
Then the 10-minute walk to the bus stop. Usually meet up with friends there.
Mm-hmm.
And that bus ride, that was basically our first social hour, just nonstop chatter.
Okay.
School itself, classes.
Yeah.
English is my thing. I just got lost in it.
Nice.
Lunch in the cafeteria. Well, the food was famously hit or miss.
Understatement of the year, probably.
Right. Sometimes.
Yeah.
But it was more about hanging out, that social buzz.
Totally agree. The social side was key.
Then straight home, and the mission was homework. Just get it done immediately.
Ah, the proactive approach.
Had to. So the evening was free. Sometimes that meant football or basketball in the park with friends.
Okay. Active.
Evenings finished with family dinner, then helping with dishes and maybe more studying or some TV.
Standard routine.
And then an early bedtime, like 10 p.m. sharp. Had to recharge for that 6:30 alarm again. Sleep was crucial.
Okay, wow. That's quite a packed day. My mornings were a bit different. Started later, maybe 7
A
a.m.
bit more civilized.
Felt like it. Breakfast was faster, too. Cereal or yogurt, usually. Quick and easy.
Right.
I also took the bus, mostly. Sometimes my dad could drive me, though, which felt like a real treat.
Oh, yeah. Avoiding the bus scrum.
Definitely. At school, similar structure, lots of classes. But I really got into history and science. Those just clicked for me.
Interesting. Different focus.
Yeah. Lunchtime was the same deal, though. Cafeteria chaos. More about friends than food.
Seems universal.
And I was the same with homework. Get home, get it done. We both seem to have that instinct, right? Clear the decks.
Yeah, free up the evening.
But unlike your park games, I was definitely more of an indoor kid. After school, I'd usually grab a book or watch TV.
Ah, okay. So less running around.
Much less. Evenings were also family dinner. Our moms working their magic, I'm sure.
No doubt.
And after dinner, more reading for me or just chatting with family. Winding down before, yes, also an early night. Needed that sleep too.
It's really interesting, isn't it? We had these same anchors. School, dinner, early nights.
Mm-hmm. The basic structure.
But the details, the texture of the day were quite different. Your slightly later start, my early hustle.
Yeah, the specifics paint different pictures. What do you think was the most unique part of your routine, looking back, compared to friends, maybe?
Good question.
Same.
Maybe. Maybe just how regimented that morning was. The 6:30, the toast, the walk.
Yeah.
Felt very, very locked in.
Like a machine.
Kinda. And maybe the immediate homework thing. Some friends definitely put it off.
Right. For me, maybe it was that deliberate quiet time after school, choosing books over, say, sports practice.
Yeah, that focus inward.
Looking back, those consistent choices, prioritizing that quiet indoor stuff, it really did start carving out who I'd become, hinting at, like, the analytical side later on.
I can totally see that. And maybe for me, that early start, that homework discipline, maybe it wired me for, like, efficiency, focus. It's kind of wild to think.
It really is. How those school routines, even stuff like tackling homework first,
Yeah.
might secretly set the blueprint for our adult work habits without us even noticing at the time.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've covered the grind of the weekdays. Let's shift gears to the weekends.
Yeah.
The glorious freedom.
Yes. The weekend.
For me, weekends meant sleeping in. Just a little
Yeah.
bit, but oh, it felt amazing.
That extra hour or two. Pure gold.
Totally. Saturdays often meant visiting family, aunts, uncles, cousins, or hanging out with friends, maybe bigger outings like the park or the cinema. That felt like a huge deal back then.
Oh, yeah. Cinema trip was major. My weekends were also sacred. Definitely slept in.
Right.
Saturdays were mostly for friends. We'd be out on our bikes for hours or playing video games or just hanging out. That unstructured time was everything.
Yeah, just being kids.
Exactly. Sundays were often family day trips. Maybe the beach, or we'd drive to the mountains sometimes. Creating those core memories, you know?
Those sound brilliant.
Yeah.
It's funny how the weekends, often less structured,
Yeah.
seem to hold some of the strongest memories.
Yeah.
Forging bonds, relaxing. How much do you think that weekend vibe, needing that downtime, that family time, still affects you?
Oh, massively. I mean, that pattern of needing restorative rest, connecting with family intentionally, that was definitely set back then.
So protecting your weekends.
Absolutely. Guarding those weekend mornings for a slow start, making time for people, it feels essential, baked in from those early years.
Makes sense. Okay, so beyond school and weekend fun, there's the other side. Chores.
Ah, chores. The glamour.
Oh, the glamour. My list usually had taking out the trash. Pretty sure that's universally hated.
High probability, yes.
Helping with dishes after dinner. And the classic, tidying my room. Have to admit I wasn't a fan. But, I understood it was
I
necessary.
get that. Totally. My chores were equally thrilling. Making the bed, dusting, furniture dusting, and helping with laundry sometimes.
Dusting is just moving dust around, isn't it?
Pretty much. But yeah, not always fun. But looking back, it definitely taught responsibility. Basic stuff for managing my own place later.
That's such a good point. They seem boring, maybe pointless sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But those repetitive tasks, they actually were teaching life skills.
Mm-hmm.
Responsibility, contributing to the household. It wasn't just about cleaning.
Well said. It laid some groundwork. Okay, so when you weren't doing chores or homework, what was your free time like? Your hobbies?
Oh, easy. Outdoors.
Yeah.
Almost always. Playing football in the park for hours, riding bikes everywhere, building forts in the woods behind my house.
Proper outdoor kid.
Totally. Rain or shine, pretty much. What about you?
Well, like I said, more of an indoor kid. Free time was often reading, just getting lost in books, fantasy worlds mostly, or drawing. Lots of drawing.
Creative outlet.
Yeah. And board games with the family were big too. Good fun. Bit of competition.
That sounds really nice, actually.
Yeah.
It's amazing how different our free time looked.
It really is.
Mine, all action and outdoors. Yours, more quiet, creative, indoors. Shows how varied childhood can be, even in similar circumstances.
Absolutely. And how those early hobbies often point towards later interests, maybe even careers. That reading definitely fed into my love for research later.
And my constant team games probably helped with collaboration, maybe resilience.
Could be. So for you listening, think about it. What hobbies, what chores even stick out from your childhood? How do you think they nudged you in certain directions?
Yeah, it's worth pondering. Those early choices about free time, they really can show the seeds of who you became.
Definitely. Let's maybe zoom back in on the school day details for a second. Because we mentioned classes, but what about other activities?
Good idea. Extracurriculars.
Yeah. For me, I took piano lessons twice a week after school.
Oh, cool. Did you enjoy it?
I did, actually, yeah. It was challenging sometimes, but mostly relaxing. A different kind of focus.
I get that. For me, it was sports. Football practice 3 times a week. Loved it. And I was in the Scouts, too. That was Thursdays.
Ah, Scouts. So team stuff,
Yeah.
learning skills there, too.
Exactly. Teamwork, bit of discipline from the coaches and Scout leaders,
Yeah.
and just discovering things you liked, right? Or things you were good at.
Yeah, those activities really add another layer to personal growth, don't they? Beyond just academics, they teach different things.
And the feelings attached. Like, I remember finding math tough, but the feeling of finally getting a hard problem, that was huge.
Oh, totally. Or the feeling I got playing a piece well on the piano, that sense of accomplishment or just peace.
Exactly. It's those emotions tied to the routines that make them stick. Okay, let's do the same for weekends. Give me the detailed breakdown.
Okay, weekend deep dive. Saturday morning, sleep in, usually till about 9:00. Right. Then a slow family breakfast. Sometimes we'd wander down to the local market.
Nice.
Saturday afternoons were usually for meeting friends, park, library, just hanging out at someone's house.
A class hangout.
Pretty much. Saturday evenings were often family time, maybe watch a movie together, play those board games I mentioned.
Sounds cozy.
Sundays were generally quieter, Church in the morning for us, then often a big family lunch at my grandparents' house.
Like Sunday lunch, yeah.
Yeah. Sunday afternoons were usually for reading, relaxing, just winding down before the week started again.
That sounds like a really balanced weekend.
Yeah.
Mine was maybe a bit more active.
How so?
Saturday mornings often meant helping my dad with chores, gardening, washing the car, that kind of thing.
Okay, shared responsibilities.
Yeah. Then Saturday afternoons were usually sports, football game in the park, or shooting hoops at the schoolyard if it was free.
Getting that energy out.
Definitely. Saturday evenings, maybe watching sports on TV with my dad, or sometimes a barbecue in the summer. Sundays were more relaxed, but still often involved getting out, maybe a long walk in the countryside, or visiting a museum sometime.
Oh, nice. Cultural outings, too.
Yeah. And Sunday afternoons always had that feeling of, like, gearing up for Monday, checking my bag, maybe finishing off any lingering homework.
Preparing for re-entry.
Exactly. But again, even with different activities, the theme seems similar. Weekends for family, relaxation, catching up, friends. It's a shared thing.
It really is. That rhythm of the week, the contrast between weekday structure and weekend freedom feels pretty universal.
So we've been talking a lot about what we did. You listening might be thinking, how can I talk about my past routines like this?
Right. How do you actually phrase it? Let's break down some of the language tools we've been using, maybe without even thinking about it.
Good idea. The basics first. When we talked about specific, finished actions in the past, I woke up, I ate breakfast, we went to the park.
Yeah.
That's mostly the past simple tense. Your absolute go-to for things that happened at a specific time and are over now.
Right. Dead simple, really. But what about habits? Things we did regularly.
Ah, okay. For habits or routines in the past that we don't do anymore, that's where used to comes in. It's brilliant.
How does it work?
You use used to plus the basic form of the verb. Like, I used to walk to the bus stop every morning. Implies I don't anymore. Or, she used to play the piano.
Got it. So it signals a past regularity that's now finished. Very useful.
Incredibly useful.
Yeah.
And for the negative, things you didn't do regularly.
Good question. For that, you use didn't used to. Notice it's used, not used there, plus the base verb.
Okay. Example.
I didn't used to like broccoli when I was a kid, or he didn't used to stay up late on school nights.
Perfect. Clearly shows something wasn't a habit back then.
Exactly. So past simple for single events, used to and didn't used to for past habits. That covers a lot.
It does. But just using the right grammar isn't enough to make it engaging, right?
No way. You need details. Bring it to life.
Right. Don't just say, I ate breakfast. Say, I don't know, I wolfed down a huge bowl of sugary cereal.
Haha. Yes. Or, I carefully arranged fruit on my oatmeal. Details make it vivid. Instead of, maybe we played epic games of hide and seek until it got dark.
Yes. Or instead of, I read, maybe I got totally lost in adventure stories for hours. Specifics and descriptive words are key.
And time expressions help anchor everything.
Oh, definitely. Using phrases like on Saturday mornings or in the afternoon, back then, once a week, usually, often, sometimes, never.
They give structure and clarity. Tell the listener when and how often these things happen.
Makes a huge difference. And one last thing, maybe the most important.
Gorn.
Sharing how you felt. Making it personal.
Absolutely crucial. Connect emotionally.
Yeah. Don't just list facts. Say things like, math class was tough, but I felt so proud when I finally got it.
Or, playing piano made me feel calm and happy. It's those feelings that let the listener connect with your experience. Makes the story resonate.
So, past simple, used to, rich details, time expressions, and personal feelings. That's the toolkit.
Pretty much. Everything you need to share your own past routines effectively.
Okay. So we've really dug into those daily routines from the past today, haven't we? Used our own stories as the source material.
Yeah, exploring that mix of shared experiences, school, chores, weekends, but also the unique personal flavors.
And we've just unpacked the language tools you can use to tell your own stories with that kind of richness.
Hopefully useful tools for reflecting on your own past.
Right. So as we wrap up, here's something to think about, a final thought for you to take away.
Okay.
Consider this. How did all those tiny, seemingly insignificant, repetitive things you did every single day back then, you know, what time you woke up, how you spent those spare moments, the chores you did or didn't do, how did all that subtly but profoundly shape the skills you have now, the interests you chase, and, well, the person you actually are today?